Who did this to you? I will find them.
It was mid anyways.
Think back a couple of years, roughly to 2017, and there's this new anime coming out with an interesting yet similar premise to another show. And it was great, each arc being captivating to watch, the characters being a blast to see interact, and unlike most shows, the large cast didn't hold back from each character getting at least a little bit of development, or at the bare minimum being very entertaining. And his rivalry with Yuno is better than it has any right to be. Let's be honest, the premise of happy-go-lucky kid and very sad dude is a bit overplayed when it comes to rivalries. But with these two, they feel like they are actually brothers, like they like each other enough to the fact their rivalry is never mean-spirited in any way, so it's enjoyable to see these two interact because unlike some other rivalries, they're not constantly bickering. And as one grows, the other grows in tandem, and they grow and grow. And as they grow as characters, there's new threats. And then there's this big, bad threat, so that they need to have a time skip to prepare. And when it was all ramping up, the bonds between these characters getting so close, the powers of these characters becoming newer and stronger, the anime stopped. And 3 years later, roughly nothing from the anime. Besides the movie. But why? Well, at least there's the manga. But sadly, that's where we run into our biggest and most glaring problem. What happened to its viewership? Why does no one ever talk about Black Clover anymore? And why does it seem like it's fallen off the face of the earth and died? It's gotten so bad, in fact, that recently 2 chapters have recently dropped, and I've heard nothing about it. It seemed like no one cares about it anymore. And frankly, thinking about it right now, it's been like that for the past couple of months. Black Clover hasn't gotten much buzz about it at all. It's almost like Black Clover is dying and or fell off. But why? Why has Black Clover felt like it's been dying? With this question, I will find out the answer and also have a really cool title. Who killed Black Clover? Alright, for my first suspect, did the anime abruptly ending kill Black Clover? Well, first, I think we should talk about why the anime ended. And that being, let me check my notes real quick. I don't know. I don't have a clue on why it ended. I spent 10 minutes looking around because I feel like that's the only amount of time you would need to find a clear-cut answer, but no. It was never officially canceled, so I have no clue why there's no new episodes. My personal opinion being they just pivoted all the gears to working on the movie, but that explanation is shoddy at best. Like, for instance, the JJK movie took a lot less time to make, but that probably is just because it's MAPPA. Who knows what happens in there? Slavery. But I digress. The real question is, does an anime going on a hiatus really hurt the series that much? Well, I don't think so. For example, let's use Attack on Titan. The gap between the seasons being animated was very long, but people were still excited for it. People were still wanting more. And it's not like Black Clover, people don't want more Black Clover. I'm just saying in a sense that like one is like, oh yes, give me it now, and the other's like, oh yeah, I would like more. But to get back on track, Attack on Titan had a lot more hype between those seasons, but I can't say the same for Black Clover. Even less time has passed, and it doesn't seem like there's anyone talking about Black Clover. It's almost like the hype is dead for it. But yet again, I don't think that's what did Black Clover in. I'm not saying it didn't hurt. Like, a whole reason most anime is created is to drum up hype for the manga. And like, even after the anime ended, you know, Black Clover still had hype around it. People still wanted to see more of the manga. It wasn't an instant death. It was slow and gradual and unnoticed. So I can't say the anime ending was what did it. So what was the reason? Okay, for my second suspect, hear me out. This will sound very, very dumb. It was JJK. Now wait, don't click off the video. Hear me out. They both have hyper MCs and both have demons sealed inside of them, and both are compared to Naruto a little bit too much. Like seriously, they have like 3 things in common. I personally never understood the stance, but still, these two series are viewed in a very similar, in an adjacent sense. liked, but Black Clover isn't nearly as popular as JJK. Like, JJK was deemed as one of the most popular anime ever. Now this brings me back to my theory. Could it be JJK becoming popular made Black Clover suffer? Because think about it. Which would an average person pick? A currently mainstream and trending anime or Black Clover? And in that same sense, which one would your average content creator create videos on and promote? And in this way of viewing things, it creates a snowball effect in which all the attention is directed towards JJK and even more is lifted away from Black Clover. And it's not even JJK stealing the limelight from Black Clover. Chainsaw Man gets talked about regularly, and with part 2 getting more engaging and the movie on its way. Side note, I cannot wait for the movie. Rize is like my favorite character. Why would someone talk about Black Clover of all series? Like, genuinely, what is the last time you heard someone talk about Black Clover? The last time I heard anyone talking about it was when Asta shared his anti-magic with the people in his, group, and people called it Copy Clover again. And that's it. Nothing else. But still, this theory has plenty of holes in it. Like, not everything is suffering because of JJK. Like, Kaiju number 9 is still very popular, and the aforementioned Chainsaw Man. So it can't be JJK's fault as much as I wanted it to be, because it sounds funny in my head. Also, to tack on to this section, I don't think it's because the manga is just objectively bad, right? I read the reviews to the newest chapters, and people are like enjoying them. And if One Piece has anything to say, you don't even have to be good to be all that popular. Suspect 3, and to finally address the elephant in the room, in which most people are probably yelling at the screen, telling me this is probably the reason, is the frequency in which Black Clover chapters come out nowadays. The reason being the author Yuki Takaba needing to switch his weekly upload schedule to a monthly one due to personal events happening in his life. And now, because of that, the wait between the chapters is 3 times as long as it used to be, and a lot of readers think it's too much. But Trent, you're asking, Boruto has the same schedule, and to that I say Boruto has the legacy of Naruto to jump off of. Black Clover doesn't have that at all. It has itself. Now, I'm not saying Black Clover is bad. You just saw me glazing it a bit ago. But I am saying the average reader will get uninterested in a type of manga like this with a wait that long. And also in the same vein, content creators aren't going to be interested. But me personally, I think this is tragic that a series can get cut down this far because people's attention spans aren't long enough to wait that long for new chapters. Like, this story, I think it's great. I find it amazing, and it's a good shonen series. But yet again, this theory also has holes in it. Most people, if they are in love with a series, are willing to wait however long, right? And a lot of content creators can pander to those people. So it's very hard to believe that people are just uninterested because they have to wait longer. Oh, really, what is the reason for Black Clover's fall off? Okay, to conclude and to make sure this video ends up above the 10-minute mark, what I think killed Black Clover is all these things combined. The anime ending did a massive blow to the popularity, especially with the way it ended being a bit of a cliffhanger. There was still the manga. It was going strong for a very long time until the author had to change his schedule due to those, personal matters. And this just really did a deal to the numbers. It just snowballed into a gradual decline. And when there's other series that people would rather talk about and are still coming out, it really hurts, Black Clover's popularity because all that attention is being directed off of it. And people tend to forget when they're not actively talking about something. It's no surprise that people decided to migrate to other series and why no one talks about it anymore. That's what I think killed Black Clover. But I do hope that it can rise to the point where it used to be, because I really love this series and I believe it should be talked about more. But for the meantime, it'll remain in the grave. Okay, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please press that button and subscribe. Bye. I really need to get a better outro.